Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 426, Sing with All the Saints in Glory, of course, for All Saints Sunday. And this text was written by William J. Irons, as we find here in the hymnal, and it was published in London for an 1873 collection, Psalms and Hymns for the Church. And this was actually a hymn for Easter, even though it's put into the festival's commemoration section of the ELW. This is a hymn that was really written for Easter. So interesting. Of course, Easter fits with the theme of All Saints. William Irons, little interesting fact here, was the son of Joseph Irons, and Joseph was a friend of John Newton. Of course, John Newton, the very famous composer of Amazing Grace, right? And he also was, I think John Newton was also part of that church as well that William Irons was at. The tune, Mississippi, came much later than 1873. How about 1993? And it's by William Bradley Roberts. He wrote this together with Carl Daw, which we've also seen some of his wonderful material throughout hymnals. And this was for the Episcopal Church's Association of Diocesan Liturgy and Music Commissions. And that's what it was composed for. The theme at that time was hospitality and liturgy. And the tune was named for the conference location because Roberts was a native of Mississippi, and the conference location was in Jackson, Mississippi. So therefore, that's why the tune received that name. So one thing I want to do with this today is a little different than the regular harmonization of the hymn, because we're connecting it to the perfection of eternity, being with Jesus in heaven, right? The saints in heaven, even the saints that are here living on earth. I'm going to use just the primary triads, sort of in a way using a perfect sound that is available to us in music. They're the easy triads, but they also have such a clarity and such a presence of beauty. So you have, in this case, the A-flat major triad, which I'm playing here on the 8-foot flute. That would be the 4 chord, right? And then we have the B-flat triad, which would be the 5 chord, so dominant. Previous one was subdominant. And then also the E-flat chord, which is the tonic or the 1. So I'm just going to be using those chords. I may use some passing tones and some things like that, but it's really going to be, generically speaking, I'm going to try to stick to 1, 4, 5 chords, these primary triads, to remind us of the absolute perfection that eternity is, or that heaven is, that we can't even imagine here on earth. And of course, that is due all to the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, who died for our sins and rose again. That's why we can, as Christians, have eternity. And those that don't know Christ, all you have to do is ask Christ into your heart, and then you're on board, so to say. Of course, recognizing that you've done wrong, ask Christ into your heart, and go from there so you can have a pathway with Jesus Christ. So here we go. Sing with all the saints in glory.
Song.
trespass the eternal gate. Life eternal, heaven rejoices. Jesus lives who once was dead. Shout with joy, oh deathless voices. Child of God, lift up your head. Life eternal, oh what wonders. Crowd on faith, what joy unknown. When ominous closing thunders, saints shall stand before the Mississippi is one of those tunes that just grows on you. It starts, you sing the first line and you think, wow, it's moving up, right? And then it comes down, right? But what's powerful is that second line. It starts the same. So you have that parallel period moment, right, as we say in music. And then it goes up. So you can lift that song up. Your hearts can be uplifted. Even when I sing that, my heart is uplifted. Particularly, child of God, lift up your head. You see that imagery, the text painting in verse 3. Or to the former days belong death and sorrow. They're gone, right? And then just the way this text matches the music is absolutely beautiful. And again, 23 hours, friends. Just kind of really, I'm sorry, 23 hours was from another hymn of the week. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we have this beautiful tune from Daw and Roberts that is used to match this text. And sometimes we need to remember that if we have a text or we just have some music, that it's best to not get rid of it, save it, because you never know where God may use it in the future. Thank you very much for listening to Hymn of the Week.